to my home. Thanks to my wonderful, wonderful Mr. Barnes. I'm Lori Snider, originally from Los Angeles, California, and I purchased my new Lennar home in Durham, right off Martin Luther King and Fayetteville. I lived across the street, renting a house for a couple of years, and then they start clearing the trees. And I said to the Lord, longitude, latitude, like, I don't want to leave this side of town. I want to live right here. And they start clearing trees, and come to find out, I was able to buy this lovely new home. I didn't want a single family home. I really did want to be in a townhome community. My only requirement is that it needed to be a 2-car garage. And when we came and looked, because it wasn't until after they cleared the lot and started the foundational parts, we came, and lo and behold, there was a lake. I had no idea. And the blessing is that I always wanted to live on a lake. Like, most of my adult life, I wanted to be on a body of water. And I didn't want to live necessarily on the ocean, but this lake is saving my life for real. Like, it is definitely a miracle that I ended up on a lake. God knew my desire and my heart's desire. So I was referred to Arkell Barnes through my friend Monica Edwards, dear friend, and because I had gotten some money from a previous sale and I needed to do something with it. And she said, you'll be in good hands. So Arkell Barnes is my superhero, my new superhero, because I'm Black, and the process of financing and banks and loans and stuff is terrifying. And I was concerned. What I didn't realize is the pre-qualify and the qualifying for the loan process just means you work through the process to get the loan final. I didn't realize that until we got to the end of the process, and I had put on such stress on myself, but it wasn't because of Mr. Barnes or his team. It was just because my fear that this is not gonna happen. Like, they're gonna get me all the way there and then take it back. But it didn't happen. It was the easiest, smoothest process. Kind of puts me in the mind of like trading places. I didn't believe, I'm still thinking it's a dream, but I didn't believe like the loan, like it's gonna work out. Although I know in my heart that all things work together for the good, and it did, I just, in my fear, wasn't trusting the process. And Arkell Barnes and his team really were amazing and made the process awesome. If I could do it again, I would have been less stressed. I would have not put the stress on myself, and I just would have allowed whatever stress of finding a document happen. But it wasn't because if you don't get this, it's not happening. If you don't, like, that never happened. It was an awesome process. Thank you. People can do a job. Everybody can do a job. I've had loans before. I've gone through this process before. But what stood out is how he, even in the stress of things, he kept it authentic. He kept it transparent, and he worked the process in all the different many ways that they do. I call it magic, and made it work out. And I think that's what stood out. I kept saying to him, you're the magic. Like, you're the one, and I mean that from a spiritual place, not a, not a real place. Like, it's a gift. What he does is a gift. And that's what stood out, is his transparency and willingness to try and make things happen, so that it actually ended up working to my good at the end of it. Like, I realized, oh my God, like, he helped me get rid of some debt, and doing a refi on some, I didn't even think of that. Like, it ended up being a gift. He did what magic makers do in his gift. It was awesome. And thank you again. So initially, I thought we were just doing the loan for here. And then after Mr. Barnes saw my history, credit history and all that stuff, and getting your debt ratios and all that stuff, that's the part that freaks me out. His suggestion was to refinance I had inherited my dad's property. So to refinance it and take cash out and use that cash to pay off. I had student loan debt, a house worth of student loan debt, and my dad had a equity line of credit, and he was able to refinance my dad's place and wrap my student loans and my dad's equity line of credit into the refinance. And the property takes care of itself. So the rent that gets paid covers all of that. So it really did work out to my good, because while I was stressing myself out about that not going through, because we got to do 2 loans now, it actually worked out. And it put me in a better position financially. It put me in a better place for the purchase of the home I'm going to live in. So that him working us through that process was my aha moment. This is his gift. This is the magic that he does. Everybody, can do anything. I mean, you can work a job, but if you're not gifted in that area, some things just don't come to you, and you don't have the same skill set to gently get people to the other side without a head-on collision internally. Like I was internally having issues, stress. But when I realized this is his gift, this is what he does, I was able to not be afraid. And I don't want to cry. But it was definitely a gift, and I'm appreciative, very appreciative. It allowed me to be in a home that I wanted. Didn't want a single family home. Had been married and divorced twice and had responsibilities for a full house, and I believe a house should come with a truck and a husband, and I don't have those, and I don't want that. And the townhouse is the best living for me, and it's on a lake, and I'm just so grateful.